Hello, I'd like to talk about the ionic colloidal silver production feature of the silver pulsar unit. The silver pulsar unit is powered by a 9-volt alkaline style battery. Please always use an alkaline battery for proper unit operation. To insert the battery, we will remove the battery lid. And if you look at the battery, there are two terminals. One is a larger negative terminal, the other is a smaller positive terminal. Please insert the battery in this fashion into the unit, click it into place, replace the battery lid, and turn the unit on. You should see the green power indicator telling you that the battery is put in properly, there's enough power to power the unit, and the unit is up and running. Now for colloidal silver operation only, you have the option of using a DC wall adapter unit which can run off the AC power. This is an optional unit that you can purchase. For this purpose of this demonstration, we will only use a 9-volt battery in the unit. I'll turn the unit off momentarily. The next thing we do is we prepare the silver wires. The silver wires themselves should be nice and shiny and clean. If they're not, just take the green scrubby and just wipe it down a few times. Both these wires are in pretty good shape. Next, I'll show you the silver wire holder assembly. This unit holds the silver wires into place for proper unit operation. There are two gold clips, and there's these small levers that can be pushed aside, and they clasp the wires. To insert the wires, take one of the wires, put it in the hole in the back of the unit, as such. Push the lever up and push the wire through, and then release the lever. That holds the wire nice and firmly. We'll now insert the second wire, do the same thing, lift the lever up, push the wire through, and release it. Now before we put the wires in the water, I want to test the connection, and how I do that, I plug the wire into the unit itself, turn the unit on. I'm going to touch the two silver wires together to complete the circuit. And when I do that, you should notice an orange silver wire indicator light illuminate. That tells me that the circuit is perfect, the wires are working, the cord is working, the unit is working, we're ready to go. I'll now release the wires. We have a glass of distilled water, 16-ounce glass of distilled water. We want to use distilled water because it has the lowest number of impurities, and that way we can create the highest quality colloidal silver. The water itself is at room temperature. There's no need to heat it. This unit uses constant current, and therefore it is a preferred method for making the ionic colloidal silver. What we want to do now is just simply place the wires into the glass. And the moment I place the wires in the water, you will see the orange silver light come on. That tells us that there's now a conductive electrical path occurring, and we're actually making colloidal silver as we speak. It's important when we look at the glass that the wires themselves are about an inch off the bottom, and this one I can bring up slightly. You just pull the wires up and adjust them accordingly. It's very simple. And the wires now are about an inch off the bottom, and then just make sure they're centered within the glass so we have equal distance around the wires. The brewing time for making this silver solution is about 2 hours, and we just simply let it sit and run for 2 hours straight. Periodically though, we may get some oxide buildup on the wires themselves. It's a very simple process. You can, if you want, you can take them out and wipe them down gently, then reinsert the wires back into the water, ensure that the silver light comes on again, and then wait for the 2 hours to elapse. When the 2 hours are complete, you remove the wires from the glass, turn the unit off, and now we're going to remove the wires from the silver wire holder by moving these levers again. And this might be a good time to buff the wires slightly because they may have oxidized during the process, so we'll just wipe them down ever so slightly and return them back to their shiny state. The colloidal silver itself will have either a perfectly clear color or maybe slightly golden. That indicates that the part per million, or ppm range, is about 5 to 8 part per million. If the water is much darker, it indicates that maybe it's gone a little bit too much, and you may simply throw that water out and start fresh. And so the color of the water itself should be either a clear or a slight golden, pale yellow color, and you know you've made a perfect solution for colloidal silver.